ندخل دلوقتي على كلام أندرو تيت عن النسوية، وهنا في نقطتين مهمين جدا. أول نقطة، مش كل حاجة أو كل فكرة أو كل كلمة بيقولها أندرو تيت تبقى صح. عندنا معيار يوزن به كلام كل إنسان على وجه الأرض، معيار الكتاب والسنة. أندرو تيت كان عاوز الفطرة فأسلم، لسه مسلم من أيام، يعني إن شاء الله أفكاره هتظبط يوما فيوما. نسأل الله سبحانه أن يقترب من الفطرة أكثر وأكثر، رب يصلح قوله وعمله، اللهم أمين. النقطة الثانية اللي لازم نفهمها جيدا جدا، خطورة النسوية، خطورة تأليب المرأة على الرجل، انتفاخ المرأة على الرجل، خطورة الفكر النسوي ما هياش أكتر من خطورة تحقير المرأة أو إهانة جنس النساء. الفكرتين خطر، النسوية خطرة، احتقار المرأة فكرة خطرة. الفكرتين بيدمروا نفسية المرأة والرجل، بيدمروا الأسر. نشوف أندرو تيت ماذا يقول في ملف النسوية.
Because feminists don't want equal rights.
Yeah, it's not equal rights. It's what we want is we want equal. We want it's an entitlement scheme. But the point is, really, I think you are a proponent of traditional family, aren't you?
Absolutely.
At the heart of it, you've always said that, despite everything else.
Absolutely. I'm a proponent of traditional family, and I'm a proponent of
polygamy as well?
Yeah, well, I'm a proponent of traditional roles. Yeah. And the reason for this is because I actually think it makes humanity the most competitive.
Yeah.
I think that the world functions best and we're the most competitive as a species the closer we are to our original natural gender roles. And I think if you were to take 10 men and 10 women.
Yes.
Let's say we have two planes, right? Both have 10 men, 10 women, both crash on an island. And if you had 10 men and 10 women who fell into their gender roles, and the women started, foraging, and the men started hunting and building, and the women, made blankets, and the men found animals to kill, and we fell into our gender roles. And then you have the other island where all 10 of them, it's all mixed up and everyone just does whatever they decide. And, I don't have to do that because I'm a man, you do it, etc. I feel like the island where people fall to their gender roles are more likely to succeed. I think if you go to earlier as well from the Islamic point of view that we're born with an innate good and an innate understanding.
Yeah.
I think that women innately, maybe the world has convinced them otherwise, but from my experiences, the only thing that satisfies them is becoming a mother.
Absolutely.
And nothing else is going to fill that hole in your heart. No amount of Sex in the City, Starbucks, makeup, Instagram likes, career, all this crap. There's a reason you are sad. And the reason you are sad is because you should have been a mother 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And this is why you feel miserable inside. And this is something that females are born innately with, and society is trying to convince it out of them. And that's why you have so much confusion in the world today. And like you said, this is why they ended up being less happy after this liberation than they were before.
فطرة الأمومة اللي العلمانية حرمت الست منها، طلعتها بره البيت وخربت الأسرة التقليدية. هذه الفطرة الجميلة لن تحل محلها كل شهوات العالم، هتفضل الست بائسة طالما ابتعدت عن هذه الفطرة بإرادتها. نعمة الأمومة والأسرة التقليدية والبيت الهادئ لن تحل محلها ولا توازيها أي شهوة ولا أي كم من الشهوات. الأسر التقليدية نموذج مثالي لحياة سوية، المعيشة في حشمة وحياء نموذج مثالي لنفسية سوية. هذه الأمور خربتها العلمانية، وعشان كده الناس في الغرب بيلتفوا النهاردة حول أندرو تيت. لكن السؤال هنا، ليه العلمانية كانت حريصة إنها تنشر النسوية وتدعم فكرة إخراج المرأة من بيتها؟ السر.
The reason that they push feminism so hard, a lot of people understand it so they could double the tax bracket. They wanted women to work so they could double the taxes. But I think the other reason they did it that a lot of people don't consider is that in the modern world, in the world you live in today, in the West, you don't raise your children and you don't own your children. You've had these children, I like to believe, because you're in love with your partner and you want to replicate yourself and purport your worldviews. And the way you view the world, you want that to be instilled in this child. That's not the case. They wanted the woman at work because if the woman's at home, she likely agrees with the worldviews of her man. And that means the children are being raised by the mother and they're likely to adopt those worldviews. In the modern world where they convince a woman to get a job, the man to get a job, they inflate the currency so nobody can exist any other way because it's too expensive. The parents are out working all day. The school and the internet and the matrix raise your children.
المصفوفة هتربي أولادك، النظام العلماني هيربي عيالك. هي دي الزتونة، عشان الناس كلها تفضل داخل نفس النسق، داخل نفس الأجندة. وأي حد هيحاول يطلع بره الأجندة هيتم إسكاته. زي ما حصل مع أندرو تيت.